Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Play, Pause, Rewind, Episode 9. We're going to talk about Mortal Kombat and a little bit about video game movies. See, this is a very exciting episode because for us, it has been mere moments since the Falcon and Winter Soldier episode, but for you, it's been 2 weeks.
Wow. Amazing how time flies.
Yes. But we are pre-recording this, and it's going to be a little bit more of a brief episode, I think, because we've already been on Zoom for almost 2 hours today. So
yeah, and I mean, we're talking about Mortal Kombat today. It's a movie that's based on a video game. It's a clobber fest. It's a lot of action. Mm-hmm. I don't know how much that we'll have to talk about this film, but we still figured we'd give it a try and discuss it.
Yeah, it's a pretty surface level film, which I think is fine for this. Mortal Kombat, for those unfamiliar, is the popular fighting game series from video game studio NetherRealm. Another notable franchise of theirs is the Injustice DC games, which Niles, you and I have had a great time playing Injustice 2. We did the whole campaign rotating off between fights, and then us and all of our roommates at the time would play, and Niles would, I won't say cheat, but would definitely spam that bullshit scarecrow hook thing.
He just whips it around in his head, and he's unstoppable.
Which is kind of a joke in this movie.
Yeah.
I think we'll do maybe 20 seconds of non-spoilers and then just go into it, because there's a lot.
Well, yeah, there's not a lot to spoil with this film, too, because, the title of the film is Mortal Kombat. So if you've ever played the video games, then you probably have some inkling of what's going to happen in this movie.
Yeah, or maybe not, actually. But we'll see. But I will say my initial thoughts on the movie. It's fine. I think it delivers what it says it's going to deliver. You want to see some cool fights. There are some cool fights. I think they're done a disservice by the editing, but there are some cool moves in there, some good references to the games, and aesthetically it's pretty neat. But I wouldn't. Yeah. Will I rewatch this? Probably not.
Yeah. This was probably like a one-time viewing. Like, I don't feel any need to go back and rewatch this film, but overall, I'd agree with Dylan that yes, I think the movie delivers exactly on what it promises to be a Mortal Kombat film, which is one-on-one fighting between like two different formidable foes, and this movie definitely delivers on that multiple times. And all the references were really spot on.
They were fun.
The whole like flawless victory or like finish him kind of stuff going on in the film, and we could talk about that a little bit later too. But they did some good job with the references, and I definitely loved the visual aesthetics of this movie. Like, I think the environments look really good, especially the opening sequence was just like, I think the cinematography was really neat in that scene.
Yeah, the opening sequence is legitimately great.
Oh yes,
I don't think anything else in the movie lives up to it, but the opening 7 minutes or so is pretty excellent.
It's really interesting, and like I think the opening sequence takes place in in the woods area of it's somewhere in Japan.
It's feudal Japan, yeah.
Yeah, it's feudal Japan, and it just looks so cool. Like, I just love the way it looks. Like, and when he drops the buckets of water, like, I think that's a really neat shot. Like, I think the first 7 minutes of the film were really spot on for sure. I'll say that the characters look really cool too. Even like all the CGI ones look really neat.
CGI was good.
Yeah, I think they did a really good job on casting. Honestly, I think the characters, they looked the part. They did a good job with the acting. I think the casting was really spot on. And I just threw in some metrics here in our notes for the show. But right now, as it stands, right now as we're recording this, at the start of May. The film is currently, 6.3 out of 10 on IMDb, with a 54% on Rotten Tomatoes and 44% on Metacritic. So, not ideal rating, but I think it's kind of what you'd expect with this kind of film.
I think that's a decent, indicator. I think these reviews are pretty spot on, I think. Metacritic maybe a little bit low. I don't think it's that bad as a 44%, but I don't know how Metacritic rating actually works. But I will say my experience with the games is somewhat limited. I've played the first of the reboot series, and I'm slowly working my way through the second one. And there's a tone that those games have that to me it's like a combination of absurdity and kind of silliness, but also a tone of reverence and sort of playing it very straight and seriously. And it works in the games. And I don't think this movie finds that balance. I think it's very self-serious, except for Kano, who's the best part of the movie.
Yes.
And it doesn't add. It just doesn't. I don't know. I don't know how to say it really, but it doesn't land the way the games do. It doesn't have that balance quite as well. But I think let's just dive in. What do you think?
Yeah, why not? Let's dive in. And yeah.